scared the dark. It's not a good day to be a bad guy.
What's up, metalheads? This is Wayne.
And Michelle.
And we are from the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. And you are listening to
Burton and Aaron on the Lost in the Dark podcast.
Raise your horns.
Welcome back, Crip Crew! And thank you so much for joining me on this episode 224, I believe. I might finally be getting that right. For Lost in the Dark podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, this is an episode with just Aaron and I, and normally I would do band and podcast shoutouts right now. But the topic of conversation mostly in this episode are recently announced upcoming shows, festivals, and tours. So a lot of the bands that I would normally shout out here we're already going to be talking about in the episode. So I'm going to skip that part. I'm going to jump to the podcast thing and we'll get into it. There's a lot of great shit that's been announced even since we recorded this already. It's absolutely insane. But first up in the podcast shoutouts, as always, our brothers over there in the Dipping Milk in Cookies podcast. Join your hosts, Garrett the Cookie Commander Smith and Mike the Master Milker Sokovia, as these two best friends try to figure out this thing we call life, using friends, guests, and microphones. And these guys are absolutely amazing podcasters. Mike was gone for a little while. Now he's back. And these episodes have been absolutely fucking killer every time. And of course, Garrett is the guitarist from Reflection of Flesh, who we will talk about more later in the episode. He's gearing up for tour, so they're pre-recording a lot of episodes and figuring out how to do on-location stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be it's gonna be a good ride. It's gonna be a good ride. And now's the time to start checking them out because it's about to. I think it's about to really kick off. So, and they have amazing segments, the Master Melko's Mysterious Mysteries, and so many more. We really hope to do a crossover episode with them sometime before the end of the year. Fingers crossed, we will have them on before the end of the year. But next up, as always, our very own Michigan family. Right here, coming to you from the glacial dumping ground known as the Michigan Basin. Wayne and Michelle are a Michigan-based husband and wife educator and podcasting duo that examine UFOs and other paranormal topics within Michigan and beyond. Topics include UFOs, the paranormal, conspiracy theories, ghosts, alternative history, the Michigan Dogman, Bigfoot, cryptids, and all things strange and paranormal. And Wayne and Michelle are amazing. They are absolutely two of my favorite people I've ever met from doing the podcast and podcasters in general. They have absolutely one of my favorite paranormal podcasts, and that's kind of how one of the ways I kind of got into podcasting in a way. And every episode that they do is either introduces me to someone new or gives a deeper insight to someone I already follow. And so it's just the gift that keeps on giving. And as a matter of fact, they just announced like today or yesterday that on the weekend of February 20th, they will have MUFON investigator, experiencer, and author of You Have the Right to Talk Aliens, Sev Tok, S-E-V first name, T-O-K last name, will be on their show releasing the weekend of February 20th, according to their post. So yeah, Wayne and Michelle are wonderful, absolutely some of my favorite people, and we will do more with them over the course of the next year, I'm sure, and hopefully we get to do one in person too this year. That would be sweet. We can make it down there to Detroit and do an episode with them. But in any case, everybody be sure to check out all things Dipping Milk in Cookies podcast and Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. And without further ado, let's dive into this fucking episode, everybody. Here it is, episode 224. Aaron and I, kind of our first one, like breaking off the barnacles and getting back into it, talking upcoming shows and stuff. And we got a lot to get into, so I won't take up any more time. Everybody, raise your fucking horns, and I hope you enjoy this episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. Love you all. Go. Oh, shit! We are back, you creepy motherfuckers. Crip Crow!
What up?
God damn you bad people.
Cheers.
I love you all. Cheers, brother.
To a new year.
To a
First
new year.
episode of the new year.
I mean, yeah, it's the first episode getting to the new year. Yeah, because the last ones have been all filthy 15 from last year.
Kind of, sort of. It is the 3rd of February.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and we've definitely recorded episodes this year besides that. So
Yeah.
Here we are though. Here we are. This is yeah, for us, this is kind of the kickoff of 2022 in a lot of ways, and we have some announcements to go over. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What was it like? Because what is it? Thursday right now. So like a few days ago, like 2 days ago, a show. Okay, I feel like I can talk about it now. Show got announced this year's Toledo Death Fest. Now the how do I put this? The venue is the Main Street Bar and Grill in Toledo, Ohio. I have been there, but not for a show per se. There was a movie that was being filmed there that featured the Convalescents, and they put out a call for people to be extras. And so Preston and I went down, and that's to this place, and that's where they have Toledo Death Fest. So I have seen the venue. And the movie is called Cult Affairs, and it should be coming out later this year. And once it does get released, we'll be talking about it a ton on here, because Preston and I are hopefully in it. We'll see. But dude, I tell you what, man, the venue itself is quite impressive. Like you walk, like Preston and I like walked in the main doors, and immediately to your right is a very like, I say this because like there's like the actual physical bar, like where you'd rest your arms and where your drink would be, gorgeous, like all like really nice wood and everything, like just a really fucking nice bar right there. And then there's kind of like an opening to your left where it leads to a room where like they got pool tables and stuff. And then there's double doors to a patio, which is a very large and impressive patio, large enough to hold a tiki bar, a full stage, and it wasn't in operation when I was there, but a setup to where they had a screen with a projector, so people could be out there watching movies and shit. Very large, very wonderful patio, very wonderful bar. And then if you just walk straight through the doors and then walk straight ahead, like a little bit, like what you'll see a little bit to your left are the bathrooms. But if you bank right through this little doorway, then you enter into the actual music venue. And there's a whole full other bar in there. And it's like, I don't even know, like we don't have anything in Michigan that really is like it that much. Like it's just a big ass room with a big ass stage and a wonderful fucking bar, but also plenty of room to have merch booths and things like that. It's a fucking cool, really cool place, and it's really not far at all. And so hopefully Aaron and I, and maybe even Preston, will be attending this year's Toledo Death Fest on August 20th at the Main Street Bar and Grill in Toledo, Ohio. And this show has quite the lineup. Now, let's see. I'm only going to read the ones I can read.
Well, I mean, off the rip, fucking, gotta shout out Cerebral Bore, or not Cerebral Bore, Cerebral Cortex.
Yep.
Casket Robbery,
Yep.
Phil Spewer,
Yep.
Filth, the
Yep.
other band. We got the duo, I suppose.
We got
the
Filth squared. Filth
Yeah.
squared.
Obviously, Convalescence being huge. I feel like we're gonna be seeing them 2 or 3 times this year.
Oh yeah.
One of my more recent favorite bands, Worm Shepherd. I didn't realize they were gonna be at it.
Oh shit! I didn't know you were into them. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just like they put out something recent within the last I think it was either like early or I don't know. It was maybe like late last year. I think they put out something new.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to it a bit. But yeah, so other band War.
What?
Always put out a sick fucking show. I have a feeling we're gonna be seeing them a few times this year as well. All headlined by Signs of the Swarm.
Signs of fucking Swarm, bro.
If you haven't heard Absolver yet, do yourself a favor because that shit is nasty.
It's gonna be gnarly.
Yeah.
That show is gonna be gnarl city. Like
it also got to give a shout out to some of the other bands: Spirit Breaker, Matriarchs. Is that Squid Hammer? Pretty sure. Death Hex, Full Strike, Frenzy, and Ignominous, I believe.
That's what it
Those
looks
are the
like.
other bands. Hunt the Dinosaur as well. They're a little more well known.
I will have to check them. I don't know those bands. So we will have to check them out before. But either way, very excited for the lineup to be announced. Toledo Death, like it just sounds like one of those shows that happens every year that like just gets more and more legendary every year. And so I'm very excited. Like I really want to go this year, and we definitely are. And I'm very excited to I tell you what, because when I went down there for that shoot, and then and I met a bunch of people. Half the people that were there were Convalescence fans like us.
Yeah.
Or pretty much all of them actually, but
it's kind of why you were there. But...
yeah. But like I met a lot of people there, and then a few months later, Cerebral Cortex was playing at the Music Box in Jackson, and I went down and saw them, and a whole bunch of people that were at the shoot were at the Cerebral Cortex show.
Oh hell yeah, nice.
And so I was like, holy shit, and they all like remembered me. It was crazy. So I feel like going to Toledo Death Fest, there's going to be a handful of people that like remember us, and like it's going to be a fucking party. Like,
yeah, man.
Like it's in the summer. How rare is this? A metal festival in the summer inside. Like that's already rare.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna tear it the fuck up, man.
I was just thinking about that. It's like August. It'd be like late summer.
Yeah, late summer.
Deal.
Yeah,
it'd be fun.
Yep.
I'm really excited to see Casket Robbery this year.
So
I'm excited. They're
fucking
like
pumped.
I'm like seems like every day or every other day I see something about their coffin crew or their coffin club or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Their little like the fan thing that they do all the time. It's great.
Their version of the Crip Crew.
Yeah, man. And they put out two new singles for they album wise or I don't know. I don't want to misspeak. I don't know if they haven't put out anything about an album yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if they're standalones. Like I don't know if they're doing like the Slipknot thing, or if they're doing or if these. I would be put it this way because they released like 2 or 3 last year, singles, all of them bangers,
dude. Yeah,
fucking bangers, and. I would imagine that they are probably going to be standalone because I know they're working on something, but it would surprise me if you know what I mean. Like you're in Bog Wraith, like you release a single in say January or February. Are you going to put it on the album next year?
Depends, I suppose.
I mean, has Monstrous ever been on an album?
No, that was just a standalone thing. That was like in between.
I kind of think that's what they're doing. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, like as much. Yeah, that could be. I don't know. The two singles talking about, of course, the Hit and the Hideous,
Oh.
which is brutal as fuck, and Bone Mother.
Bone Mother,
which
is amazing.
If you haven't seen that, definitely check the video out for that, because that's one of the more, like, if you're into that claymation kind of like dirty, gritty kind of.
If you like Nightmare Before Christmas,
yeah,
you're gonna fucking love this, because nobody's done it like this in quite a long time.
Yeah. And
it's great.
Also check out The Ascension and Evolution of Evil. They're the two that they put out.
Yep.
Really fucking solid.
No, they kill it every time they put something
out. Oh, dude, I remember jamming the Hit and the Hideous song quite a few times. Like that's always something that kind of gets me going. So
yeah, lately I've been fucking going back to Bone Mother a lot, because I just I love how that sounds in my car. Like, it just sounds so fucking ruthless. Absolutely amazing. And that's actually a great segue, because I was hoping
you were gonna follow me on that.
that they will also be attending. Casket Robbery will also be playing another show that who's most, not all, but most of the lineup got announced today. Of course, the Michigan Metal Fest, which is something that we have. You have actually played Michigan Metal Fest twice, and then I think there's only been 3. I want to say. I feel like there's only. I don't think there's been 4. I think this is the 4th.
No, this will be 5.
Are you sure?
Because the first one was Devil Driver.
Devil Driver, Whitechapel, Hatebreed.
Mm-hmm.
And then who?
The second time that we played it was Whitechapel.
Okay.
The third time was Hatebreed.
I thought you only played
it on it.
Yeah. Didn't you only play it twice?
Yeah, we only played it twice.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that I guess I'm just trying to figure out how many there's been. I don't know if that's what you're on.
I think this is the 4th. I think so that would mean that 2017 would have been the first year. 18, 19, and then we didn't have one in 2020, and we didn't have one in 2021.
2018 was Whitechapel, Lorna. That was the last one that we played. 2019 would have been Hatebreed. This would be 4. I'm sorry, this is 4. Yeah, you were right.
So you've been to 2 of them. You've played 2 of them.
Yeah.
I've been to all 3 of them, and it is absolutely one of the greatest festivals I've ever been to in my life. I fucking love this place so much, and in what they do, and I've discovered this is the first time I ever saw Breathing Process, Casket Robbery, Convalescence. You know what I mean? Like, I've discovered so many amazing bands by going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Curse Creator.
Oh my God, Curse Creator.
God, who's fucking Obliterate, who is no longer. I remember seeing them on a side stage.
We saw them. Holy
man.
Shit.
They were nasty. They were gnarly.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Seeing it was the tour that we saw Whitechapel on This Is Exile on that whole playthrough twice.
With Dahlia?
Twice that year. Yeah.
Yep.
So on the once with the Rome with Dahlia, and then the other time was at Metal Fest outside. Dude, that was such a special fucking thing for me. Is like not only to see it twice in that year, but also just from like Metal Fest, because that was something that I was really looking forward to that year. And so like, I don't know, just to have that memory of it, and just, I mean, I don't know, like it's the kind of thing where, you know, like, I mean, apparently, we've heard rumblings of, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. I don't know if we talked about it, but apparently Mayhem Fest is a thing that's coming back.
Oh yeah. Well,
no real details on it just yet.
We know it was bought by the owner of Sumerian Records and Ash Appleton. And last interview I heard him on, he said it was coming back this year. So we shall see. But it is coming back, yes.
So I mean, there's and there's a variety of I would argue like festival size tours going around like around this time. This is of course August 13th. So this is another August show.
It's literally 7 days before Toledo.
Yeah, which is
we're gonna have a great week. Yeah.
But yeah, man, there's some interesting other bands on it that I wasn't really expecting.
Let's go through the lineup real quick. So now again, this is not the full lineup. The full lineup has not been announced yet, but this is what we got. So this isn't a band. This is just a new thing that they're doing this year. Body Suspension by House of Razorblades. Because I saw a thing online. You know what? Before we even get into that, let's say that. So this is a festival that you've been a part of. Recorruptor has been a part of. Many people having to do with this podcast has been a part of, and this year, I think I can say this. And this year, we are somewhat a part of it as finally together. Because Lost in the Dark podcast is officially a part of the press for the Michigan Metal Fest, and that's something that getting involved with Michigan Metal Fest in any way, shape, or form has been something I've wanted to do since the first one. Yep. So I'm very.
I'm only responding this way because I hope that we're allowed to say this.
I do too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are. The lineup got announced. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, they put out a call on the internet, on social media and everything for any kind of press outlet. And so I sent them an email and they were like, yep, you're good. And it's genuinely an honor because this is a festival that I love so much. And it's just an honor to be a part of it in any way we can. But yeah, let's the lineup. So we got, they're going to have these like body suspension, like that weird, like circusy shit, Yeah. So that's going to be there. Also, for the first time, because previously they only had beer tents, this year they're going to have like liquor. So that's going to be awesome.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
See, and that's something else I'm kind of looking forward to because I haven't been to it in I think I skipped out on the last year that they had it.
Yeah, I think I went alone to the 2019 one.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Which I mean, I wish I would have because fucking it was hate breed and it was outside and that was probably
that was sick. That was sick. Gnarly. Yeah. So, but this year
anyway.
This year starting up we got Behan, B spaceHaan. I've never heard of them. Son of Skillia. Never heard of them. I don't know them either. Tyrant. I know Tyrant.
Lost in the Dark alums.
Yeah. Fucking oh shit, they aren't they?
Yeah, we had them on.
Holy fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. It was a long time ago, but yeah.
Yes. Fuck yeah. Shadow People, who I don't know, but I love the band name. Shadow People is a great band name. Final Confession, Last Sleep.
There's a few on this. I'm not really sure.
I'm not familiar. I'm just not familiar.
Yeah.
Distant Descend, Ghosts in Motion. So we got a lot of like ghosty names. I like that. Misery Lane, band called Influence. We know Coffin Talk. Yeah. Coffin Talk's great.
They played it a few times, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Ritualist, our brothers in Throne. Throne is going to be there. Blackwater Drowning.
That's gnarly.
Oh, so gnarly. Blackwater Drowning. We know Let It Rot. Let It Rot's great. And then our fucking more Lost in the Dark alums, our family over there in Wisconsin, Casket Robbery. Will be joining. And then
now let's talk about this one real quick.
Yep.
Because
we need to talk about that because I didn't know it was a thing.
What a fucking curveball. Yeah, I didn't know
didn't know.
bands like this existed. I didn't know there
Really?
was a thing. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I mean,
well, like
let's
there's
be honest, like a band like this almost warrants a tribute past a certain point. Like it kind of like it. I'm not mad at it.
no, we were just confused.
Yeah,
like,
because I thought for a second I thought this was a typo, but I also like as soon as I plugged it in, it came right up, and I was like, oh okay, it's a tribute band. They call what
Foire.
Foire. It's a tribute band to Guar. I don't really know what to make of
and the
that.
only difference in the name is instead of G, it's an F.
Yeah, which is odd to me. I don't really know where that comes from, but I mean, hey, I'm into it. Like,
I'm
it could
really
be fun.
into it.
Hey,
I think it's gonna be tremendous fun. It's gonna be like a tribute Guar band. Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
how is that bad? How is that like?
No, there's no bad there at all. I think it's gonna be great. And yeah, like you and I were talking about it earlier, and you sent it to me, and I was like, how is this allowed? And then I saw that it was a tribute. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
It's like because there's there are bands that there's a band called Thunderstruck, AC/DC tribute band that plays the Machine Shop all the time and stuff like that. So but finding out so one thing off the rip that makes me happy about that is that people that okay. So for anyone that's never been to a Guar show, one of the if you're a metalhead and you've been to a lot of metal shows, one of the weirdest things you see going to a Guar show is how many people are in white t-shirts with nothing on it, just plain white t-shirt. And at first you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then you realize, oh, these are the people that are going to be up front and getting sprayed with all the shit that Guar sprays people with. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking metal. So
I have a feeling we're gonna at least see like 2 or 3 bands that are gonna do the blood thing this year.
That's what I was gonna say. If you are a Guar tribute band, you goddamn well are spraying the crowd with fake blood and cum and whatever. And
I forgot about that part, but yeah.
And so the fact that they're going to be there makes me very happy, because Keith on this podcast has told us stories about like them not, we don't want you to spray, telling the convalescents, we don't want you to spray blood at the show. This tells me, nope, bring buckets of blood.
Yeah.
Like,
not only do we want it, we want 2 bands to do it.
Yes. Yeah. I love it. So I'm never heard of Foire, but I am excited to check them out. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Then we got Gator Pit. No idea who they are.
Yeah.
Redefined. Don't know them. Not familiar. The Coursing and Mantra of Mantra. Now, many of these
Mantra of Morta.
Morta. Yep, Manta of Morta. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
So many of these bands in the first chunk there, we are not familiar with. So we're gonna have to we're gonna have to look these guys up.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to we got a list of bands here to check out.
There's another 2 Embryonic Autopsy. I feel like I've heard of at least a little bit. I've at least heard the name.
I don't know if I've ever heard of them. I don't think I have. But I love their logo. I think it's a great logo.
And Hunt the Dinosaur, who is another band that I'm like semi-familiar with. They're a bit of a YouTube band. I like if I played you a song of them, you'd be like, oh yeah, they kind of like, for them to be on the same bill as Attila kind of makes sense, because them and Attila are kind of the same style band.
Oh,
which is
are they like a joke band?
Like,
or are they like the Ned Flanders?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
I don't know
familiar.
if they are. Yeah, I can't really speak on that. I've heard like 1 or 2 songs, so I'm not super familiar with them, but I know that they kind of like them and Attila kind of have a similar style, like a similar sound, like that kind of like that rap style kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I don't know. Like, and that's the thing is like if we haven't mentioned this yet, Attila is the main headliner.
They are. Yeah, we have not mentioned that yet. The headliner that we're getting to is Attila, but additional headliner to be announced. So they will not be the headliner.
Yeah.
They will be probably opening for whoever the headliner ends up being. And what I've noticed in the past, they do this. Michigan Metal Fest likes to do this. They'll announce the lineup and they won't include the main headliner. But the reason for that is because oftentimes the main headliner has a full summer tour, and this is just one of the dates, and that full summer tour hasn't been announced yet. So Michigan Metal Fest can't say who the real headliner is going to be yet because the headliner hasn't announced their summer tour yet, which is why I think this could be the first time we see a repeat at Michigan Metal Fest. It totally could be Devil Driver or Hatebreed. I think both of them line up perfectly. It could totally be Lorna Shore. This is all speculation. I don't know anything, but based on what I know and touring schedules and what has been announced already and everything, and knowing that certain bands are going to be releasing things this year and stuff like that. Also knowing that like a Mayhem Fest and shit like that hasn't been announced yet, I could totally see it being any of those bands and it's, a whole bunch more too. But, so I have no information. This is all speculation, but I totally could see, in my opinion, most likely ones are going to be your Devil Driver, your Hatebreed, Lorna Shore, yeah, like the oh my god.
Who would you want to see? Like if we let's come back to that because we have yet to mention the
hang on. All right, yeah, I'll sidebar that. Let me write it down though so I don't forget.
Okay. Because
I know who I want to see.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, we do have Embryonic Autopsy and Hunt the Dinosaur. Yep, those are the last two. And then we got our Lansing's own Heartsick.
Yeah.
Which
that's cool, dude. They put on a great show, man. Like I'm
new
really
logo.
To seeing them. Like that'd be cool. Yeah. I think they've kind of like I don't necessarily because I haven't followed what they put out musically, but I know that they're always like releasing new stuff, and I feel like they've gone through a bit of like a rebranding and a bit of like a kind of because when they
changed their name. So
yeah. So kind of with that comes the the new logo and stuff, which I think looks cool.
That's a really cool. I actually I've not seen the logo for them that is on the Michigan Metal Fest flyer before, and I think it's a really cool logo. I like that a lot actually. And then who do we got next?
Beyond Threshold, I'm pretty sure they played it every year, which is kind of awesome because that's it's always kind of cool to see. Then we got Filth, who
yeah,
man, I'm looking forward to seeing them. Yeah, that's gonna be sick. And of course, the best, your favorite band's favorite band, the Convalescents.
The motherfucking Convalescents, and hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know anything, but fingers crossed, the new album is out by then. They've been I know I can say this because they've been posting it. They have a new album and it's almost done. So I'm just fucking anxiously waiting for a single, for them to release the cover art, for the title. I'm just so excited every day. I wake up and I check Facebook. I'm like, ooh, is there a Convalescence announcement? Like, you have no idea how fucking excited I am for this album. This is our fucking family.
Kind of the same, man. Like I see a lot of posts from them every, like I'm tagged in a lot of it. So I see it all. Yeah,
he tags us all the time. Yeah. It's
so,
awesome. I don't know how he can see. Okay. And I do want to say this real quick, just for the record. Side note, for some reason, my Facebook won't let me tag you. It's not that
Yeah, I don't.
It's not that
I
it
don't
won't
understand that.
Yeah, it's not that it won't let me. It's that when I type at Aaron Gray, you don't come up. Like a whole bunch of other Aaron Grays come up that I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't know how Keith can tag you and shit, and I can't.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand that either.
It fucking pisses me off because I want to tag you every time. And,
Well,
that's why a lot of the times on the Facebook posts, I just don't tag anybody because I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I can only tag when it's on the actual Facebook app because otherwise, for some reason, it doesn't let me when I'm just on the web browser. So it's weird. I got to use like 3 or 4. Like, get shit together. Hey,
get your shit together, Zuckerberg. Get your shit together. It's fucking embarrassing. I wish I had that fucking trash can to kick right now. It's fucking embarrassing. Get your shit together, Facebook. God damn it.
The other 3 bands we're talking about.
So yeah, we did Filth, Convalescence. Now this next one I've never heard of. I Set My Friends on Fire.
They are like a MySpace kind of band. I don't feel like they've done anything since then, which is why I feel like it's pretty interesting that they're on it. But they also, it makes sense for them and like Raven Black to be on the same kind of.
I love Raven
lineup. Dude, yeah, they're like I've never actually done a big deep dive into their music, but the live show is
so good.
Is pretty fucking cool.
So great. So great. And they are the next
really different.
One. Like,
you know, you know what it reminds me? It has a lot of like have you ever played BioShock?
I don't think so, actually.
You ever played BioShock? There was like this like
played it? Oh no, yeah. I've never played it, no.
Like there's this like their whole kind of like look and style kind of reminds me of the like the people that are in BioShock, like the splicers and like the weird, you know, the people that you're kind of after. I don't know, like it's just it's cool. Yeah, like I'm into it.
No, I love their look and you know, whatever. There's a really great video on YouTube. I will try. I can't promise, but I will try to remember to put it in the description below of the Convalescence at Michigan Metal Fest during a giant circle pit where they got the lead vocalist of Raven Black and Chelsea from A Cursed Creator to spray blood on everyone.
Nice.
And so they were all on stage together, and we were there that year. You and I saw that live, but we didn't know what we were seeing at the time. And
now that you say that, I do definitely remember that. Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, is that so? Raven Black is always a great show, and the fact they're going to be there again with Convalescence makes me very excited.
I should look up some of their music and listen to them because and like everything I heard from was pretty cool. Like I don't really remember a whole lot of it, mostly just because I was just kind of paying attention to a bunch of other stuff, like, you know, a bunch of other bands, whatever. But just for them to be on the main stage the first year after never hearing about them was pretty, you know, it was pretty impressive. I was actually kind of taken back by it a little bit. Like it was cool. It was something different. But the last band,
this one, like, I don't think I've ever seen, but like they've been on a lot of shows that I wish I had gone to. And I don't really like, I feel like I've seen a video or two from them on Facebook. They're really famous though. They really are. They're quite big. But I'm not terribly familiar. Who are they?
It's a band called Green Jelly.
Green Jelly. Is gonna be there.
They kind of remind me of, just based off the artwork. I have no idea who this band is. I've heard of them.
I've definitely heard of them, and definitely at least like seen a music video or so before at some point. But I can't remember. I couldn't tell you what they sound like. I don't remember it.
They have the look and the aesthetic of Primus, which I'm not
kind of what I remember. Is they're kind of like that, yeah.
Which I'm not mad at because Primus is sick.
No, and dude, Green Jelly has a giant, like, people fucking love Green Jelly,
and that's what I'm seeing is like their video for the most recent thing they put out, apparently from 7 years ago, it has like 25 million views. And
Holy
everything
shit.
else has about 1 million. So it's
holy fuck. I didn't know it was that much. Holy fuck.
yeah.
So
But
I always kind of look like a primacy, like a necrogoblicon kind of a thing.
yeah, like some weird kind of like I don't even really know
Yeah, I don't.
how you it's weird to me. But it like, as you know, like looking at the whole lineup as far as that goes, and like seeing where they're at and like who they're with, like it makes sense. And then
it totally makes sense, especially when you consider that Michigan Metal Fest, I think the year that you weren't there, I think the last time they had it, they had Head PE was there.
Oh yeah.
So and that's not metal, like not really. So it kind of makes sense to put something like Green Jelly
I've never
in the lineup. Yeah.
Kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little shake up. It's still in sort of the same category, but it kind of like shakes things up a little bit. And so I'm excited to see him. I'm very excited to see him. Like finally, I like when I saw that, I was like, finally, I'm gonna see Green Jelly. Like I feel like we've been like dodging each other for years, and now I'm like, I finally like, I'm gonna see Green Jelly, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, cool.
and actually, like some of the like kind of, I'm not saying this in any kind of way, but like some of like kind of like the older heads that I know, they are all huge fans of Green Jelly. So
that's kind of the feeling I get behind it. Is like it's like there's a certain kind of like there's a certain group of people that know who this band is. It's always like, oh yeah, they're sick. Like they're cool.
Yeah.
Thing. So
exactly.
It's I'm excited to kind of check it out and see what it's about.
I think it'll be really good.
The other thing I'm kind of excited about is how, like, we touched on it a little bit as far as a lot of the other bands that are on it, but like I'm just excited to check out some of the newer shit, like some of the other bands that I have no idea who they are. Like their name is on it, but beyond that, like I have nothing beyond it. Like it's
I mean, and that's the magical thing about this festival is every year I go, honestly, I find a new band that I love.
I definitely feel like, especially like the years that we played it, I walked away being like, oh yeah, like this band, or like I got into them because of Metal Fest, or I got in because I heard them, or this, or so it's cool.
So many like shout out to Steve Maple for being the architect behind all this. Hopefully we can have him on sometime. That would be amazing, because he really did. He put something, and I know this isn't going to mean anything to anyone outside of Lansing, but like he put together like a festival that kind of feels like Max. You know what I mean? Like an outdoor Max. Like it's very like, so many like you got your big headliners, you got national acts on the bill, but so many of them aren't national acts yet. And it's just so like every fucking time, I'll never forget standing on that hill and watching fucking Whitechapel with you. Like you and I were standing right next to each other, and
that was such a cool show,
dude. Like every year has been amazing. The opportunity that's there for the bands is incredible, unlike anything else I've ever seen. And it's a very like I told you, if that fucking the big show that everybody in the world is fucking talking about right now is the When We Were Young show, and if that were in Michigan, I would go, even though I don't like 90% of the bands on the bill. I would fucking go to that show just for the party. And that's what Metal Fest is. It's a fucking party of a bunch of metalheads in Michigan. And we all, it's a place for us all just to come together. And it's just, I don't know. It's very special to me. It's very special every year. And then, we already talked about it. Pentilla is the current big one that they've announced. It does say specifically, it says additional headliner TBA. So we have the real headliner yet to be announced. It would not shock me if there were 2 more to be announced. Put it that way.
That was kind of what I was thinking. I feel like it's a little light on the main headliner front.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like there might be at least 2 more bigger ones. And like we said, it could totally be like, if you look at people that are going to be releasing things soon, if you look at people that have released things recently, and if you look at the shit that's been all the metal tours that have been announced so far, and all the festival appearances from metal bands, I think it's totally likely that it could be a Devil Driver, a Hatebreed, or a Lorna Shore. If you just look at what's already been announced, I think those things are more likely. You asked earlier, who do I want?
I'm actually kind of surprised that Lorna's not.
And they still might be. Like, it makes complete sense for them to be on that bill.
Same with like Acacia Strain. Same with like
Acacia.
God,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Spirit
like,
Box.
Yeah. Well, they're. Yeah.
Who else? Who else from the Filthy 15?
Yeah, right. Almost anybody. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think overall it'll be a good time. I think.
Oh my God, no. See that, and that's the kicker. That's the kicker about Michigan Metal Fest, is that if they, even if there were even if it was all bands I didn't really care for, I would still go.
Yeah.
Just for the party.
Thing. Like, I'm not really a fan of Attila, like, at all.
I'm not familiar. I think I've seen them before, like on a metal or on a Mayhem Fest or something, but I don't.
Yeah, I know for a fact they've played Warped Tour before. And they have gone through. They've gone through a handful of different lineup changes and stuff, and different like sound style changes or whatever. And I'm sure they put on a great show. Which is why I'd be into it. But like, yeah. But I mean, really, for me, it's Convalescence and Filth.
Oh yeah, Convalescence, Filth, in Casket Robbery, and Tyrant.
Yeah,
like that lineup alone, I'm going no matter what.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I was like, I remember like even from the jump right before the the whole lineup got announced, it was something we were excited about. So I mean, I'm just looking forward to kind of. That was why I was, as much as there are bands on the, on the early, on the more like underground lineup that we haven't heard of, there's also bands on the, on like the higher end that like I've never seen live, that I've never heard before. So like I'm willing to, like
we're gonna check them out.
Let's see what it's all about. Like let's see why these are main stage bands. Let's see why they're, I don't know.
Now,
aside from all that, I'm also just kind of looking forward to just being a part of that again, because it has been a few years, and like I wish we could be a part of it. I wish that it was something that and maybe next year, maybe the year after. But I feel like this is the type of thing that's going to be running for a good while.
I really hope so. I really hope that this thing that Steve, like I mean. God damn it. If Steve ever needs a hype man to keep this going, I'll be the guy. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he is a fucking, he really puts together something really magical for us fucking metalheads up here in lonely Michigan. Like we have nothing else like this. And I think it's very special, and it's a very good thing that he does for all of us. And I'm very grateful that we get to have something like this. And I do. And yeah, to your point, I do hope it continues. I hope we go to Michigan Metal Fest 10 one day. You know what I mean? Like, I really hope it continues, post everything we've all just been through. Now, if someone waved a magic wand and I could just pick a band to headline it, Who would I like to see headline? Parkway Drive. All day.
I feel like we'll see
All
that one
fucking
day.
day. All
I feel like
fucking day.
we'll see either them or Dahlia.
Oh, Dahlia.
Like,
Fuck me. That's what I want. Oh, I don't know which one I want more. Either Parkway headlining or Battlecross and Dahlia.
damn. Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be crazy.
King 810 on there too.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. Yeah.
I've never seen him. I want to see him.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'm not.
They're crazy, but I want to
not-
see him.
I'm not the biggest fan, and I've only heard stories, so that could be something.
The
kinda
stories,
interesting.
the stories make me want to see him though. Like honestly, because they're
You know?
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
The stories are fucking insane. And I'm talking, we've heard stories on the Josta show. So the stories have made it all the way up.
Yeah, and that's what gets me most of the time. Is like they've been around for this long, and like I feel like I'm like I've heard of them, and people are just now hearing about them from things that they've done for like years now.
Yeah.
So they're wild. Yeah.
I do want to see them. That would be a sick fucking, I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's just because I almost feel like we did this before. Like well, no. Before I say that, if you could wave a magic wand and pick a band that makes sense in the context of Michigan Metal Fest, who would it be? Headline.
You know, I'm like well, I already kind of said one in that Dahlia would be
be great.
I feel like that
That's
would
a
just
no-brainer.
be yeah. I mean, they're like arguably one of the biggest death metal bands from Michigan, kind of put death metal on the map for the state.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone bigger.
But also, I mean, like let's give it to the Convalescents, you know, like
at some point they should be headline.
I'm shocked that they're not, you know, no, like I really sincerely hope that this doesn't come across in any kind of way, but they've been on every metal fest that there is. I'm pretty sure
they played all of them.
I could be wrong.
No, they played all of them. That's how that's how I discovered them.
Yeah, like they've been in a lot of stuff in the last like 5 years, let's say. Like they've really like, come on, like they're one of the best to ever do it, really. Like from this area that are kind of like, or they're not from this area, they're from Ohio.
Well, but like Toledo.
Yeah. So like I don't know, like I would
almost
love
Michigan.
to see them. Yeah, I'd love
almost
to see them.
Michigan. They just have nicer roads.
True. Yeah. You know, I'd love to see them headline one of these days.
I would too. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm fucking grateful at least they're on the main stage.
Yep. And
I feel like that top spot would be perfect for them.
I think they deserve it.
Yeah.
And I think I gotta bite my tongue here a little bit. And I think I think what I can say is that I think that this next album that they're gonna release this year, I think it's gonna blow. I think it's gonna yep. That's all I'll say.
I know we've at least talked about that before, so I'm not but I mean beyond them, I'd really like to see, you know, somebody like the Acacia Strain or somebody like
Acacia would be cool.
Yeah. Fucking I could see Suicide Silence doing it.
Ooh.
I would love to see Winds of Plague co-headline. I think After the Burial would make sense for Michigan Metal Fest.
Well, Winds of Plague is
they're such an enigma, man. Like I know half the time I don't know if they're a band or if they're just like putting out stuff when they feel like it. Which I mean, hey, you know, all power to you. Like if you're at a point where you're like, hey, let's just write music and tour whenever we want to, then hey, you know, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Yeah.
The only
But I
thing,
would also,
the only
I would
thing
also
wrong.
like to see more of it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Really.
say the only thing wrong with that is that your fans want more.
Yeah, and most of the time, I'm pretty sure when they do tour, it is just like Florida or like California.
I think they're out there in California.
Yeah.
At least Johnny played. So
Yeah.
so I think that's where they do more. If they ever play a show, I think it's out there in California usually, or Las Vegas or something like that. I don't know.
I would love to see a band like Spite.
Oh, that would be a great one.
I think they'd be cool to headline. Because like the thing about it is I feel like they kind of like Metal Fest in general kind of set the bar with having bands like Whitechapel and Hatebreed and Devil Driver. Yeah. Because those are like bands that are that have been like just past the mark of like 15, almost like going on 20 years or something. Like they're a little more established bands.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm trying to think of like Whitechapel. I'm actually, I mean, the fact that they were able to headline is incredible. Like the fact that they were actually able to, kind of take that spot and really, as their own, and really kind of put on a really sick show. Because I remember that more than the Dahlia show that we saw them on, just because of what it was, and just because of like, I'm a sucker for outdoor shows and that kind of.
Yeah.
There's something different about it. So I'm no less into that. But I definitely, I feel like they make sense. I think it really is only a matter of time before Dahlia does. I just feel like it doesn't really, because they're constantly touring, and I feel like they are probably a white whale for the metal, like for the people that put on Metal Fest. I feel like that could, that just makes the most sense for them to be like on the top, I suppose. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn, I suppose, but like for me, like if it were me putting on Michigan Metal Fest, I'd be like,
they need to be, yeah,
all day,
100%. First thought, yeah.
Beyond that,
dare I say,
Cannibal's almost too big.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It's only too big to us because we're metalheads. To like everyone else, they're not that big.
I mean, it would definitely be legendary. That's for sure. Like it would definitely be, and that's the other thing is a lot of the headliners haven't necessarily been from Michigan. Like they've kind of been.
No. Yeah,
that doesn't matter. But
yeah. But Cannibal makes sense because they just announced a spring tour. They're going to tour it in the summer too. The only question is it going to be in the United States or Europe? You know what I mean? In Europe, had a lot of Convalescence. Their tour with Carnifex. Carnifex would be another good one.
I can see that.
But their tour with Carnifex, their European tour with Carnifex just got delayed till November. So a lot of bands aren't going to be in Europe this summer, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So because a lot of European tours are getting postponed again.
Dude,
that means they're going to be here. And
I could, honestly, yeah, I could see Carnifex being the other headliner.
Dude, I'd lose my fucking mind. I would. Yeah. I was literally listening to Graveside Confessions earlier. Like,
dude, could you imagine seeing them and Convalescence on the same bill? Like that's just evil. Like that would be insane.
It's a perfect lineup. That's a perfect lineup. Like, and they're gonna do it in Europe. I hope that a similar tour comes to the States. And maybe that's what they do. Maybe because now all of a sudden they have all these months. They were supposed to be on tour in Europe. I think like right now they were supposed to be over there. And then just a couple of weeks ago, it got postponed till November. So it's like, what do they do now? And I feel like there's a lot of things going to be announced because of that. Because they're like, well, we got to do something.
Yeah.
Tour the States.
Yeah. I don't know. That's who I got, I think. That would be something crazy. I think either
Pretty fucking awesome.
either Suicide Silence, Acacia Strain, or Carnifex, I think would be, or Dahlia. Like realistically, I feel like because because Dahlia just tours relentlessly, I feel like they're
like the convalescents. They just never stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's gotta be like the right time type deal. But I could see any one of those four bands at any, like, within the next few years, or, but do I see Attila over Carnifex? Do I see Attila over?
No. Attila's going to be opening for whoever the headliner.
Parkway? Yeah.
For
And
sure.
that's the other thing, which is kind of where this, excuse me, draws the line a little bit. Like, you kind of gotta, and at that point, like, I could, who would be good? Like Victims or Spite, like a band like them, or like Traders. When any one of those kind of bands on main stage would be cool.
Yeah.
Attila.
Yeah, those would work. Yeah, for sure.
Filth, I feel like, makes a little bit more sense.
Well, they're gonna be on the main stage. Filthy will be there,
dude, and that's
no, it's gonna be so nasty.
I know you've seen them live.
You haven't seen them yet?
No, not yet. The few times I've had to, I missed it. So I'm really looking forward to them.
Dude.
The band is pissed. Like, and that's
so good.
Yeah.
It's so good live. I can't even believe it. It's so fucking good live. Like, oh my God. Oh God, that makes me so much more excited.
Yeah.
Like,
what was the tour because you saw them on something crazy, I remember.
Yeah, it was with it was at the Music Factory in Battle Creek.
Yeah.
I think
it was them, and
I think it was because there were two legs, but the second leg got canceled. And I think it was the first leg of the Convalescence tour last year.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
I can't remember who else was on it though. Well, hold on. I could probably find out. But yeah, dude, they were, oh my God. They are so fucking just filthy. Like, no other way to say it. I think yeah. It was I think they were with well, that was right at the racetracks. I think they were with
oh yeah.
Like they were with like Blood of Angels or Bound by Years or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was like the fucking Jungle Rat thing.
Yeah, that's right.
With and it had like Dead Nerves, a Silence, Casket Robbery was supposed to be there, but they weren't there. Blood of Angels, and then there's a couple of ones that I can't read.
Filth, and then yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was it was it was Jungle Rot, Filth, Blood of Angels, Throne, and Nova Blast. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking insane. That was a sick show.
You know what else is gonna be a sick show?
What?
Fucking Sunday, the February. Let me get this right. February 6th. Yes.
That is true. We do have to.
Motherfucking Death at Last.
Pull up the full lineup, because this is something we need to talk about real quick, because this will be for both of us. This will be the first show we see in 2022. And we are both very, very fucking excited. We are 3 or 4 days away from our first show of 2022. And it's the Cattle Decapitation Tour. And Death Atlas is an album that has meant quite a lot to us all. Like, it came out like November or December before pandemic, and then all through pandemic we just fell more and more in love with that album. And so to finally be able to see some of these tracks live is unbelievable for us. It's very exciting. Who else is going to be there?
Run through this. I'm gonna step away real quick.
Yep.
Give me just a second.
Oh my God. How can I read this? Extinction AD. Creeping Death. And what is that? Last 10 Seconds of Life, I think. Extinction AD, Creeping Death, Last 10 Seconds of Life, and motherfucking Cattle Decapitation. Of course, their most recent album was Death Atlas. And this tour is called the Death at Last Tour. And I mean, I don't have to tell anybody, like y'all, if you're a fucking active member of the metal scene on social media, then when Death Atlas came out, it blew up the fucking internet. For me, at least, all I saw was post after post after post about this album. And Cattle was not a band I was like super familiar with. And then I heard this album, and it even sitting here right now, still probably my favorite death metal album of the last decade. Like I go back to it so much, and it's fucking it's fucking relentless. And the other night, Aaron and I didn't show him, but I looked up because they've already been on tour for a little bit. And so I looked up the set list because I'm a masochist, and I saw so many songs that I wanted to see on that list that oh my God, and even on top of all that, it's in the basement of a venue up here in Detroit called St. Andrews Hall. And in the basement, they have another venue called The Shelter.
Historic, man.
It is historic, which people may know from 8 Mile. That's where they filmed a lot of the 8 Mile stuff.
I have always seen shows get advertised there, but I've never actually seen one there. So I'm really excited about that specifically.
Yep. Same. I've never actually seen a show down there, and I'm oh man.
Yeah.
Now, are you familiar with Extinction AD, Creeping Death, or what is that, Last 10 Seconds of Life?
Well, I know because we were playing through a bit of them the other night. I'm more a fan of Last 10 Seconds of Life. They just put out a new self-titled recently that I haven't really listened to, but I've heard a couple tracks off. It's pretty cool. Creeping Death.
Yeah, I don't know any of them.
Creeping Death is I get more of the favorite, I guess, over Extinction AD, but I mean, neither of the bands are really like bad. I would say like it's all. I'm just excited to like get more into these two. Because I've like I said, like we went through a bit of their like just the more popular songs the other night, more of the ones that they had videos for and stuff. And yeah, like I'm just kind of looking like it's the kind of show where I feel like I'm gonna walk away with quite a few different albums and quite a few different like actual things to get into for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And oh my God.
I'm trying to, because I got the it's, I don't know if it's in here or not. I don't think it is. I think it's in the other room. I got a little while ago, I got the it's like sun something. It's like a really specific vinyl that I got for Death Atlas, which I listened to.
I think you've shown that to me.
Yeah. And I was thinking about trying to get like at least the big like book signed, like at least the actual vinyl cover signed, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. I mean, it is like just the way that St. Andrews is laid out. I might be able to like bring it in and then like take it right back out, like bury it under something. I'm not sure. But I also have a copy of Death Atlas, so I might just do that instead, try to get that signed. But yeah, either way, I'm really looking forward to that show, man. Like I think that's what a way to start the year out. We're
kicking it off with Death at Last.
Yeah.
Oh, bring back the plague! Oh my God.
Just a chance to hear some of the song, or really, it sounds like the majority of the album, because I haven't. Yeah, like I was like, I know you looked it up the other night and you were asking me like, do you want to hear what it is? And I'm like, I just
You said no.
yeah. Let me be as surprised as possible by this. So I'm
And that's the thing. Is I always because 9 times out of 10, whatever Michigan date they have, whatever band has, is like midway or towards the end of the tour. So if I look it up at the beginning of the tour, by the time I go to the show, I forget.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm still fairly surprised, but it just gets me so much more fucking excited. Like,
Yeah.
oh God, I can't fucking wait, dude. Oh my God. Like and that's the other thing. What you haven't seen a show since like November, have you? I haven't. I didn't go to any in December or January. And I know I went to one in November.
I had tickets for a few of them, but what was the last one? Was it?
I actually can't remember the last show I went to. I know it was in November. I just don't remember when or who it was. I think it might have even. I don't know. I would need to grab my ticket book. I almost feel like it was at St. Andrews, though, oddly enough. Or
yeah.
No. Wait. Fuck. I can't remember when I saw that Lorna show at the Sanctuary. But no, Recorruptor, I think, was after that. I can't remember.
God, yeah. I don't know. I think it was because we saw the metal tour of the year, and then it was Slipknot.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it was.
I don't know. I'd have to grab my ticket book.
There's no way Slipknot was the last. No.
That
was like summer.
No, yeah. That was not the last show you saw. No way.
What am I forgetting about that happened?
Yeah, I can't. Fuck.
Man, that's gonna bug me. That's
once we get off here, I'll grab my ticket book and I'll remember.
Yeah, we'll have to go through it.
Yeah, but
yeah.
still,
in any
case, both of us haven't been to a show since at least November, and I feel
maybe it was the Halloween show. Maybe the Halloween.
Oh,
no? Was that the last show of the year?
I went to one after that, but that might have been. I saw something after that.
Yeah, because the other two I was supposed to, but I never went to. So I feel like maybe the Halloween show was the last show I went to.
So you haven't seen a show in like 4 months, 3 months?
Something like
November,
that, yeah.
December, January. So yeah, that'll be 3.5 months.
That seems about right, yeah.
God damn it. Yeah, well, no, hey. All I can say is I'm like real itchy. Real fucking itchy.
Yeah, man. Well, and
fucking show.
Yeah. And the last time I saw a cattle was for Anthropocene Extinction, which is
I don't think I've ever seen them.
2018. Oh, dude, it's gnarly. Like they're a really fun live band. Like Travis is like, but like they're all just kind of something like as a band, just to watch all of it work at the same time. You know what I mean? Like just to see how it all works together.
Yeah.
Is just like it's really something fucking cool, man. Like they are really one of the cooler bands that I've ever seen live. And the last time I saw them was at Max, and that was with I'm pretty sure that was with Black Crown Initiate, Dark Sermon, and
my God,
Rings of Saturn.
Who?
I think. I'm pretty sure.
At Max?
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed that I was not there.
Yeah, it was that. I actually think I have the tour shirt from it too.
It's embarrassing for me to have not been at that one.
Well, yeah, that was a while ago. And they still didn't play my favorite song off of Anthropocene Extinction, so I was a little disappointed about that. But Beyond that, that was a cool fucking night.
But yeah, I mean, so we got these crazy fucking the Toledo Death Fest and the Michigan Metal Fest announcements, and then now by the time you all see this, we will have been to the Cattle Decap show already, and we will do an episode about that show because I mean that's kind of what we start, like that's kind of how this podcast started, was like us talking about shows we just went to. And so that absolutely will happen. And there are actually 3 shows in February that hopefully both of us will be at, Cattle being the first one, and then Recorruptor and Throne are playing the Music Box the weekend after, like the 19th, I want to say is so it's like we got Cattle this weekend, then nothing the next weekend, then the weekend after that is Throne and Recorruptor, and I think the weekend or something after that is Cannibal and Whitechapel.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, so we got a pretty big February.
Shadow of Intent.
Yep. So that's a pretty big fucking, that's pretty good February. I know what I'm saying? Like, we finally get to see tracks from Death Atlas and Violence Unimagined. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Like,
get to see fucking Eric Rutan with Cannibal.
Finally. We saw them play together before, but not on the same fucking stage, because we saw last time we saw Cannibal, we saw Hate Eternal open for him.
Yeah.
And
honestly, like I'm so glad that we were able to catch Hate Eternal, because they're a band that I want to see for a long time, and just to kind of to have had, like, I remember specifically like watching them and just being floored. It was just being like, holy shit, like this is some of the most aggressive sounding death metal that I've, and like the way that it like transitions over live is it has such a aggression to it that it's, I don't know, it really grabbed me. Like I was really into it. I think it was really cool.
It almost doesn't even make sense how well it transitions live. It's like,
yeah,
you're that good of a producer that like, oh my God, it sounds so fucking, and you're right. Yeah. It has an aggression, a bitey, in your face gnarliness that is so addicting. It's addicting. It's like God, I need more of this. Like, they're so fucking good live.
I think it has to do with a lot with personally for me, Eric Rutan's vocals.
Yeah.
Because he does a lot of the vocals on the Hate Eternal stuff, and I like it is. He has like whenever I think of vocalists of that style, I think of him. I think of like Nurgle from Behemoth.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a good point.
that have this like bark to them, like that just have this like, you know, this super aggressive kind of like, you know, vocal style. God, who's another Corpse Grinder for a different reason, mostly just because of all his lows kind of sound pretty similar. I think of the first couple of Flesh God Apocalypse albums that just have that, like, you know what I mean, that like that super aggressive, like low mid-range kind of scream that just like yell that just like gets you, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I've always been a fan of his vocal style, and I kind of wish that maybe we'll see it in the coming albums, but excuse me, I kind of wish that Cannibal kind of put some of that in the newest record.
It would be cool.
Yeah,
it would be,
because I think he has such a great vocal style. And I was like his just, I don't know, it's really pissed. It's really like yelly. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. No, I do too. It's very aggressive.
It fits like hand in hand with the riffing.
Yes. So, yes, absolutely. But that and so yeah, like by the time everybody's seeing this, we will have been to that show, and we will have an episode recorded that'll be out probably next week. And then also, though, another like little fun thing that we're gonna do is I think this past week, we posted the episode with the Bog Talk podcast about Scream when we all went and saw Scream together.
That was so fun.
So great. Such a great movie. And tomorrow we're hopefully all going to go see Jackass 4 together and then do an episode about that. And I watched Jackass 1, 2, 3, Jackass 2.5 and 3.5 with you the other night. I'm all refreshed on Jackass. and I'm really blown away by the positive reviews that this one is getting so far. And it makes me very, very excited to see it. So, you know what that might be? It might just be people our age are finally getting the spots as reviewers. And so they like the shit that we like, you know what I mean? Because like when I was growing up in like the 90s, the reviewers were like Roger and Ebert or Siskel and Ebert, you know, and all the movies that I liked, they hated. And I was like, fuck reviewers, you know, like all the Adam Sandler movies, they hated. And like they hated Happy Gilmore. Like, how the fuck do you watch Happy Gilmore and go, oh no, I hate this movie?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, you're not even a human being at that point.
Yeah.
Like, that is that movie is a word. Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Little Nicky, all of them. My dad's the devil. Like, I'm from the South, the deep South. Like, it's fucking genius. Like, all of it is so good. And like reviewers or whatever always hated all that shit. Everything that I liked, the reviewers always hated. And now I feel like the reviewers, the people getting those jobs are our age that grew up with that same shit. So they like the same stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
It does definitely seem that way.
It's kind of funny because like, who the fuck, like, unless you grew up with it, who the fuck else is giving Jackass 4 a 9?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it only makes sense, but I love it. I love it. I appreciate it. And I'm happy for him.
Hey man, like I feel like we should talk about this because I like to kind of, you know, set the stage a little bit. Like I was one of those kids where like Jackass was something that like when I was growing up, it was something that like I had only just heard about. Like when I was really little, like I had only just heard about, but it was something that like I would, you know, and that was about as far as it went. Like I wasn't able to watch it, like, you know, because my parents were, you know, a certain kind of way. Like, you know, they like, you know, it was the same reason that like I didn't really get into metal until I was like 16 or 17. But, you know, either way, like, you know, it was that kind of thing where it was like, you know, like as a kid, like, you know, I feel like I was aware of it, but it wasn't until about like the first movie that I actually kind of started watching it. Like maybe it was like just before the first movie. But even still, like, you know, so just to like the fact that this one is coming out and it's having such good reviews and it has like, you know, seemingly the same kind of response as it did when I was, you know, when I was growing up, like when I first kind of heard about the show and then kind of, you know, I guess like piecing it together like that. I don't know. I'm pretty excited to kind of see what they're, you know, where they're going with it. Because I think that like, you know, I mean, at this point there are like it's kind of like there are aspects of like the cast and everything that are so like specific to my like to my, you know, like childhood, I guess. Like
Yes.
there are so many points to where like that kind of style, that kind of humor, or like these kind of like, you know, figures were like in my life, I guess. Or like just I was more aware of it and stuff, and like to see that they're still continuing and like, you know, keeping that same kind of format and everything is just, it's, I don't know, like I'm really excited to see kind of where they go with it, but also it's so crazy to see that like, you know, the same group of people that were, you know, kicking each other in the balls like fucking 10 years ago are still the same people, you know, or like I don't know, like it's such a crazy thing that like I almost don't expect, like the same group of people to be in doing this. It's I don't know,
Right.
it's yeah. So
But they
so,
are,
yeah.
but they
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
and yeah, we grew up with them,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
These are people that like we grew up with, and their movies there's no narrative, it's just skit after skit after skit, basically. And the skits are really stunts.
Yeah.
And it's so like to have grown up with them in this way and like to have followed their careers for so long, to know their like individual, like, Pontius is Party Boy and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I literally, the thought literally just crossed my mind. I was like, one day I should get a fucking jumpsuit like Party Boy so I can rip it off on the podcast. Like,
yeah. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah.
do you like this song? Does this go loud enough? It's one of the funniest fucking bits ever. Like, they just had such great bits, like comedic geniuses, physical comedy at its, besides Chris Farley, physical comedy at its finest.
Yeah. Man, like first time seeing, like the either like the Party Boy sketch or the fucking like Steve-O with the goldfish. That was always one that like for whatever reason, that's one that like whenever I think of Jackass, that's one of the ones I think of because it's so like it's so infamous. Yeah. And I remember like as a kid, I was like, why would anybody want to do this? Like, why would you?
It's it's as iconic as Ozzy biting off the bat head at this point. Like, it's fucking insane. And that is the other thing. That is another thing I'd like to say is that Jackass is one of, in terms of movies and stuff like that, like, to me, it's all metal. Like, and they actually in Jackass. Oh, let me make sure I get this right. I'm pretty sure it's Jackass 1 and 2. I can't remember which songs exactly, but when I watched them recently, like last week or whatever, the intro music were metal songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck. And then like it's all so punk rock and metal to me in general. Like that's a big factor that why I love it. And also because at one point in time when it first came out, it was so shit on and so not respected and like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? You know what I mean? In the age of your Eminem and stuff like that, that was also getting popular on MTV. It's all MTV and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for them to have started at that point to where like people are like, this isn't entertain, like people would literally say this isn't even entertainment. Like, what is this? They didn't understand. Like, that's metal. Like, that's now for them to be getting the respect that they always deserve as comedians and as performers, as stunt people.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It really, it makes me feel good. I like it. I'm just happy to see that they are finally getting some of the props that I feel they always deserve, because I tell you what, man, I mean, dude, you could sit me down and have me watch all my favorite Adam Sandler movies and all my favorite Chris Farley movies, and I probably wouldn't laugh as consistently as I do when I watch the Jackass movies.
Yeah.
Like, it's constant. It's an hour and a half of crying laughing for me. Whereas the other movies like have scenes where it's not supposed to be funny, or whatever. Jackass is constant funny to me. And I'm so, the idea of sitting in the only Jackass movie I ever saw in theaters was 2. And the idea of sitting in a theater again tomorrow with you and the Bog Talk boys and just howling laughing with a whole crowd of people, I'm just so fucking excited for that.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's different is I have never seen one of these in theaters because I was never old enough to see them. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to having that experience a bit. But also, like,
oh god,
yeah, man,
I hope they do something that makes everybody gag, because the fart mask in 2 in the theater,
dude.
Everyone in the theater was like,
yeah. Oh, there's gonna be. Yeah, they have to. Yeah.
I can't wait.
I don't know. To me, because like when I was getting into it, I was, it was like, I was kind of more into like the spin-offs. I was a bit more into like the Viva La Bam and those other kind or like the
Wild Boys.
Yeah. Or
Udsons.
even like earlier, like the CKY movies. I feel
CKY.
like
Well, that's kind of what started some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, just to know that there's a whole other movie that's coming out about it, and that it's all like, and the fact that like it's been in development for a while.
Well,
like it's
been done for a while.
Yeah.
The original release date was last October, and then it got bumped to tomorrow. So the only thing that bums me out is because technically it did get released on Thursday night tonight, the night that we're recording it, and apparently Thursday night only showings also had bonus content. Now I'm sure we'll see the bonus content when we get the DVD, but it does kind of bum me out we didn't go tonight a little bit. But whatever. I think the movie's gonna be enough, and it's gonna be a great time. I'm just really happy for them as people, and I'm excited that this is getting the props it deserves, and I'm excited to see it. I mean I can honestly say, like, there's no group of people I would rather go see it with more. Like, maybe besides, like, if Preston were involved, maybe, but there's no one I can think of that I think will enjoy it as much as me, that I know. Like, I don't think I could take Jordan to this and he'd be that into it. You know what I mean? Like, so to go with you guys is really just going to be, that's just an extra special treat for me. Like, it's going to be, oh my God, I'm going to be I just can't wait to be like screaming, laughing. I'm so excited.
Yeah. That's something you can always guarantee from those. So
yeah. But all right.
Yeah, man.
You want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, I'm good with that. So
we did the Toledo Death Fest, we did Michigan Metal Fest, the intro to the Jackass 4 episode. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. We definitely have a lot more coming. Obviously, we already told you 2 of them next week, but yeah, we got a lot of shit in the works. So I don't know what this is going to be, like episode like 214, 215, 216, something like that. I don't know exactly which, but
what's crazy is we'll hit 300 by the end of the year.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
So that's crazy. And also, this
line that up with something.
Yeah. This is also this will be 5 years, man. Half a decade, yo.
In March, first week of March.
Yeah.
We are gonna have to do something.
Oh, dude. That. Yeah, you know it.
Like, that's this has lasted longer than any relationship I've ever been in. So, we're gonna have to do something.
Same. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, we are definitely gonna have to do something. But
yeah, man.
But that's coming up. That's coming up next month, first week of next month. So but that'll do it for this episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. Hope you all enjoyed. And I hope to see anyone that's listening to this right now. I hope to see you. I hope to see you at Michigan Metal Fest or Toledo Death Fest. It would be awesome. We got all kinds.
Let's hang out.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. Don't be shy. Don't be a stranger.
If you are watching this right now, and I will speak for myself, not for Aaron.
I'll speak for me too, because I can't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm going to offer something.
Okay. All right. Well, hang on. Maybe.
If you ever find me at a show and you come up to me and talk to me, if I don't have a sticker to give you, I will buy you a drink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
dude, same.
All right. So there we go. So if you ever see either of us at a show and we don't have a Lost in the Dark sticker to give you, we'll buy you a fucking drink and we'll hang out and it'll be a great time.
I mean, shit. Like even if I do have a sticker, like let's hang
like,
out.
I'll buy you a drink anyway.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fuck it.
Fuck yeah! Our first ever giveaway. You just got all you gotta do. It's a Where's Waldo. All you gotta do is find us at a show.
Well, we are like probably one of the first that's going to wave the flag for Michigan Metal Fest. So hey, let's make a party out of it, man. Like. Yeah, exactly. Like, hey man, like it's been, I mean, as far as I know, they've really been, trying to piece this together and trying to make it something that's pretty significant for, to as far as like the comeback for, after 2020 or whatever it was. So
2020 and 2021.
Yeah. So, and I'm really excited to kind of see, just how it's all put together and, just a lot of the newer bands or whatever. So yeah, man, let's make a fucking day out of it, yo.
Fucking party,
yo. Yeah.
It's fucking party. But
show these out of state bands what Michigan does.
Yeah. Show them how we party up in the mitten.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably gonna do it for this episode. As always, we'll be back again very soon with so much more. But we love you all to death. If you're seeing this right now, you're a fucking hero. And we'll be back again very, very soon. Y'all have a great night.
What he said.
And that was a great one. That's one of my, we started this podcast just like that. And every time we get to get back to how we started, it revitalizes us. It's always a lot of fun, and we felt now was the right time to do one like that. And we talked about a lot of great shows coming up. Many more have been announced. And as a matter of fact, I will mention one that just got announced today at the time of recording this. Hopefully this comes out tomorrow or the next day. So this is very recent. I'm recording this on the 8th, February 8th. Just today, a tour got announced with a band I've never heard of called VX36, Sunlord, never heard of either of them, Nervosa, and Destruction. The Diabolical North American Tour 2022. They will be at the Sanctuary in Detroit, Michigan on May 5th. And you can bet your fucking ass that I'm going to be there. There's no goddamn way I'm missing Nervosa after how much we've talked about them in the last year and how much I love their their album that came out just over a year ago now. Just like a year and a month ago now. And so we will definitely be at that show. We'll be at pretty much all the shows we talked about. Yeah, I think all the shows we talked about in this episode and many more. We will keep, of course, everyone posted to everything we're going to go to. And rules always apply. If you see either of us at a show, if we don't have a sticker and you just come up and say, "Hi, I like the podcast," we either hand you a sticker or we buy you a drink. Whatever we can do. So please, follow us on everything. If you find us at a show, that would be that's really what we're waiting for. So if you do walk up to us, say hi, we'll talk and we'll buy you a drink or give you a sticker or something. So yeah, it would be really awesome to finally see some of you guys at these shows. Because that would really mean the world to us. It'd be insane. So everybody, be sure to check out all the shows we talked about tonight. Check out Nervosa. Check out all the bands we talked about. Reflection of Flesh, War, Convalescence. I know we talked about a lot. Check them all out. Dipping Milk and Cookies, Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast, as always. But that's going to do it for episode 224 of Lost in the Dark podcast. We'll be back again very, very soon with so much more, as always. But until then, raise your fucking horns and bang your goddamn heads! We love you all to death. Good night!
Lost in the dark.